A Trump-appointed judge in Tennessee district court judge has ruled that Tennessee's anti-drag law is unconstitutional, which, considering how many states have already passed bans on drag or in the process of doing so, could be significant. Now, this is not obviously the last step. It will certainly be appealed, and we'll have to see what happens after that. We know the state of the federal judiciary, but it's pretty fascinating, particularly because, again, he was put there by Donald Trump. He says that the law is both unconstitutionally vague and substantially overbroad and encourage discriminatory enforcement. And that is all obviously true. I don't even think that the people who passed it would disagree with that. That's 100% the way that it was written and the way that they wanted it to be adjudicated. Judge Thomas Parker goes on to say, there is no question that obscenity is not protected by the First Amendment, but there is a difference between material that is obscene in the vernacular and material that is obscene under the law. Simply put, no majority of the Supreme Court has held that sexually explicit but not obscene speech receives less protection than political, artistic, or scientific speech. Look, I'm not a judge. That's pretty clear at this point, right? I would say the very concept of having a word like obscene is also intentionally vague and open to discriminatory enforcement. That's obvious at this point, right? That obscene just means whatever, I guess, the most conservative people in the judiciary want it to mean in a particular time.
Yeah.
But he's saying, I accept the obscene thing, but even that does not allow you to do this sort of ban. And I certainly have thoughts about this, but Francesca, I'll give you first crack at it.
No, I think it's a big blow. It's a huge blow to say that this is vague. And it's like, what? Oh, the law is whatever like makes you feel little tinglies when you see it, because like either you're jealous or you're turned on. Like that's not our problem. Like the Constitution doesn't talk about that. There is nothing in it that's like, we shall obstruct you from feeling little tinglies. So, but again, they're trying to bring us back to these like a puritanical and simultaneously like authoritarian version of the United States, right? It's like, again, it's all the zombies, it's all the former Republican presidents zombified. So I'm very curious as what their response to this is gonna be. Because usually Trump appointed judges don't do this.
Yeah, no, usually not. I'm gonna give some responses before I give my response. So Friends of George's is a Memphis-based LGBTQ+ theater company. They filed a complaint in regard to the law. They said this win represents a triumph over hate. Similar to the countless battles the LGBTQ+ community has faced over the last several decades, our collective success relies upon everyone speaking out and taking a stand against bigotry. That is awesome. Representative Justin Jones, one of the Tennessee Three, says last night Tennessee's extreme drag show ban was struck down and ruled unconstitutional by a Trump-appointed federal judge. Tried to tell my Republican colleagues when they introduced it on the House floor, but yet again they had to find out. Happy Pride, y'all. Yes. I love that. Senate Majority Leader Jack Johnson, a Republican, is one of the sponsors of the bill, says, sadly, this ruling is a victory for those who support exposing children to sexual entertainment. And Lauren Boebert says a federal judge has overturned the ban on child drag shows.
Oh my God.
Again, you know what's great is if it's hard to argue your position, just predefine yourself as already having one. This begs the question, why are people so determined to perform drag shows for kids that they'd go through the trouble of suing for the right? Something is very wrong. That's not at all what this is about. You're just making that up. I do think something is wrong when people would so willingly lie about things like this. But anyway, in terms of discriminatory and biased adjudication of this were it to be established, I just want to say, and I talked about this in our production meeting, I understand that the right, their thing lately has been pretending that every word for it to have any value has to have one concrete specific meaning that never changes, but that's not how language works and it never has. And as a demonstration of that, I'm not even gonna talk about gender. What are pants? Define pants. It must mean only one thing, right? Because that's how words work. No, there's lots of different types of pants. It's some sort of leg covering. It comes in many different lengths and materials and transparencies and how do you define what women's clothing is or men's clothing? That is just not a thing. And by the way, like the freaking out about people being exposed to like someone wearing a dress. Do you know that kids are legally allowed to go to the beach? Do you know how much less you can wear than a dress at the beach? Go to the beach and find out, actually. I'll wait. You run to the beach and see. Like all of this is so, it's not just that it's puritanical, Francesca. It's that it's obviously inconsistently, hypocritically puritanical. Because again, they're not trying to ban the child fashion shows and the, what do they call those?
The
pageants or whatever.
Yeah,
they're not trying to stop all this stuff. It is just about stopping drag specifically because they think they can get political mileage out of it.
Absolutely, and it's a massive distraction. And so this is huge. I mean, this will have ramifications, and Justin Jones is right. Happy Pride. Yes. Everybody go support your local drag queens. And yeah, your local drag show. Do the brunch, do the shows, have some fun.
Yeah, 100%. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.